Hey, what's up? Hope you're having a fantastic day and welcome back to another video. Now, today I want to kick off a brand new series called All Things Music. Basically, I just want to announce some of the best music gear announcements from the past month. So this is going to be the July roundup because obviously Namm 2020, the summer Namm, should have happened this month, but for obvious reasons, it got cancelled. Now, unfortunately, it's been quite difficult to kind of understand what new gear announcements have actually happened because it's kind of scattered all over the internet in a variety of different places, and it's pretty easy to go about missing some of the key announcements of the month. So I want to break down in this video my 5 favorite announcements from July for all of the gear music news. So I want to kick things off with one of the earlier announcements in July, and that was PreSonus Studio One version 5 release. Now, if you're not familiar with the PreSonus Studio One, this is basically a DAW, which is similar to like Logic and Ableton Live. Now, to be honest, I'm really impressed with this brand new version 5, which is brand new for 2020. They've added some really cool features. Now, the thing that makes Studio One version 5 special is the fact that it allows you to basically create the entire project inside of one software. Now, if you've ever worked inside of Logic or Ableton, you will know you usually record your track, mix it and everything, and then you bounce it out, normalize it, and then you throw it into another software or another project to then go about doing the mastering. Well, the way that they've created Studio One is basically they've made it where you record the track, mix the track, master the track, all inside of one project file, which is a really interesting way of streamlining the workflow process. Now, one thing in particular that caught my eye about version 5 in general was the brand new subscription model that PreSonus have actually released, and that's called the PreSonus Sphere. Now, in the PreSonus Sphere, you pay £15 a month for Studio One Professional Edition. You also get Notion, which is the notation software. So if you want to do any guitar tabs, any violin scoring, them types of things, you can do that inside of Notion. So there you go. You've got 2 pretty high-end packages already. But then on top of that, you also get 30 gigabytes of cloud storage. You also get every single plugin that PreSonus has ever released. So these are the sound libraries and the plugins. I think it amounts to about over 100 plugins and sound libraries, which is absolutely insane. So you pay £15 a month for this huge package, and I think collectively it would cost you like £4,000, I read somewhere online, to actually buy everything included in this subscription in a one-off fee. So this is actually really interesting. Now, if you want to see a first look similar to my Ableton and Logic 10.5 update video over here, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll do a first impressions and a first look into this PreSonus Studio One version 5 and also break down the subscription model. Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, the next announcement is for all of the guitar fans out there, and that is the new Blackstar amps that have been announced. Now, Blackstar have announced this pretty cool practice amplifier for people wanting a little small compact solution just in their house. This is pretty cool. I'm actually really impressed by how nice this amp actually looks, because I used to, when I was living in London and stuff like that, I used to primarily practice at home with a Blackstar Fly 3, which, you know, it didn't sound very good. It sounded all right, but it didn't sound like a proper amp because it was this little tiny portable amp. So to have something really compact in the Blackstar range is pretty cool. But that's not the thing that really got me excited. The thing that got me excited was the brand new Blackstar HT 40 watt 6L6. So this is the HT Mark II. If you're familiar with the classic Club HT, you're gonna love this amplifier. Now, I actually, in fact, own the original Blackstar HT 40 watt. Absolutely love the amplifier. It's absolutely fantastic. And it's a very versatile amplifier as well. But the 6L6 takes it to the next level because they've changed the valves inside of it for the 6L6 valves. And basically what this has done is it allows you to get much crispier and more crystal sounding to the clean tones, and then it allows you to create more of a crunch tone, because from my personal experience with the Blackstar 40 watt Mark I, that when you turn the overdrive on, you can get a pretty beautiful tone, but like I always found it was difficult to get that sort of original Marshall sort of breakup kind of sound. It always had that sort of high gain feel to it, and then also if you did get that natural sounding crunch out of the amplifier, it always had this sort of high end of presence to it in the higher frequencies, which sounded cool. It had that very Blackstar sound, but I think these new valves allow you to get a more sort of authentic breakup classic crunch sound. as well as get these super crystally clean tones. Now they do have a special edition of this Blackstar amp in this crazy blue color, and it looks really, really cool, very eye-catching. It's got that really vintage vibe about it. Me personally, I do prefer the more traditional looking black amp, and I do think it'll be a bit more timeless, but hey, if you want to be fancy, there's lots of options available. Now the next announcement is actually for all of the live loopers here on my YouTube channel. This is very applicable for people like myself and also everyone that subscribes to the channel. And that is in regard to the Headrush Looperboard. Now the Headrush Looperboard is this 4-track loop station, and it's one of the most powerful loop stations available on the consumer marketplace. But what they've done is they've actually updated to firmware 2.0, which has taken the loop station, streamlined it, and took it to new heights. Now, if you want to see the Headrush Looperboard here on the channel, an unboxing, some reviews, some tutorials, let me know in the comment section down below, because I am literally on the edge, the razor's edge of making the decision to actually purchase one, because this update is super cool. Now, let me tell you some of the new features inside of firmware 2.0. Now inside of firmware 2.0, we've got 40 new built-in effects. The most interesting ones in the effects department is actually these new vocal harmony effects and these pitch effects as well. Now I'm really interested to try out these vocal harmonies, because when you're live looping, you know, you layer up your vocal loops, do a bit of backing vocals, and it takes forever because you do one harmony, then the next note harmony, and the next one. You're there for like 10 minutes trying to make yourself sound like a choir. Whereas this effect basically allows you to sing it once, and then it basically emulates all of the other voices off your original voice going into the loop pedal, which then makes you sound like an entire choir ensemble in literally like 1 or 2 takes. So that is very revolutionary in the live looping department, especially for keeping things concise, which is very important when you're looping. Now, another thing they have improved is the loop features in general. So they've now got this auto BPM detection, which essentially applies this like non-destructive effect to the loops. So for example, let's say you want to speed up or slow down the loops. You can, I think, do that now without it doing all them sort of weird robotic noises inside of the audio. If you're used to the Boss RC505, RC300, when you slow down and speed up a loop on that pedal, you get a lot of artifacts inside of the actual loop audio, and it just sounds rubbish, if I'm brutally honest. So they've basically cleaned that department up, and then they've also added and really streamlined the importing of WAV audio. So let's say you import a backing track element onto your loop station, it now is automatically going to sync the BPM of that file to the preset on your loop station, just to clean up and make your workflow more seamless, which is pretty cool. A couple of other things that they've added is the new interface. It's totally been redesigned. It looks very, very modern. And to be honest, I'm quite grateful of how it looks now. It really looks like a product that is as powerful as they say it is on their website. There's new icons, new menus, and also new detailed explanations of what all of the loop feature modes do, which is pretty cool because I love diving into my menus, and to be able to have a nice clear explanation of what those do is brilliant. Now, finally, what they've also added is external drive compatibility. So on the back of the loop station, you can plug in a SD card or an external hard drive, for example, which allows you to basically record your performance onto that device. Now, obviously the loop pedal does have the internal recording of up to 9 hours, which is pretty extensive already. But if that isn't enough, you can plug in an SD card or an external hard drive and record to that drive, and then just unplug it and take it straight to your computer, and then you can start editing your performance, master it, mix it, and then get it uploaded onto the internet. So again, I really like that feature, because currently right now my Boss loop stations, I have to plug it into Ableton, plug it into Logic, record my performance, then export it all out. I quite like the fact you can do that with an SD card on the pedal. Now, one thing that I thought looked really cool was the brand new Hotone amp modeler. Now, basically this thing is a affordable solution for your Kempers, your Line 6 type setups. Now, previously, you know, amp modelers have been pretty expensive in the £800 plus to £1,000 region. I own a Kemper Profiler, and that thing was pretty pricey. Now, this Hotone, however you want to pronounce it, is basically taking all of that technology that used to be found in like the original Axe effects with those specific chips, and it's basically going to be running like the identical chip from what I have read, and it's going to be in this super affordable floor unit for about £269. So you're going to have some unbelievable amp modeling technology in a pretty affordable package, and from the demos I've seen online, this thing actually sounds pretty good. Once you tune in your own presets, don't use the manufacturer ones, and you dial back those effects, this thing really packs a punch, and it could probably compete with some of the more boutique higher end amp modelers. Now, I'm really interested to see how the whole amp modeling sort of world will play out in the rest of 2020, because obviously we have the brand new neural quad Cortex that's going to be coming out later this year in about October time, which is basically being referred to as the world's most powerful floor unit for amplifiers. So I think there's a lot of cool things cropping up in this space that's starting to compete with like the Kempers and the Line 6 Helixes of the market, that's really going to question, are those things really worth the price? Because some of these things are coming in so much cheaper. Like I believe the Quad Cortex is like going to be around £1,000, whereas the Kemper, you know, you're looking at £1,500. And then obviously this brand new Hotone is like £269, and it sounds really good from what I've seen online. So I'm really excited to see how this technology is going to progress later on this year. So number one is another guitar-related announcement, and this is from all the major guitar brands. This includes Gibson, Fender, and PRS. Now, Gibson in particular have got these really nice looking, really vintage SGs that they've announced in this really like classic yellow color. And then in fact, Fender have probably released the most guitars out of everybody, and that includes their new 70th anniversary Squire range, which looks pretty nice. But in particular, what's really pretty is the custom shop heavy relic Telecasters that they have announced. I think there's 4 different varieties in green, silver, butterscotch, and pink, all early 50s styles. And they've got these really, really relic look. And if you're a fan of the custom shops, you'll know that how great of a job they do of these relic guitars. Now be sure to let me know in the comment section down below which was your favorite piece of equipment to be announced / released in July 2020. And also let me know if you enjoyed this new format of videos, because we'll be doing this again next month in August if you guys enjoy it. So be sure to drop the video a like and also consider subscribing so you don't miss my future videos when I upload them. But as always, I've been Ben Rowlands. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.